What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another tutorial. Today we'll talk about pick and rolls. I know most of you guys probably know how to do pick and rolls already, like decently, but you might be missing something. So what I'll do is I'll run you through the quick basics first, then we go advanced, which includes the right setup, the proper execution, and some good combinations that we can execute. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. L1 to initiate the pick and roll, L3 to change the side of the pick. We can do icon pick and roll or fade as well. Press L1, then R1, then select the player you want to set the pick by pressing the desired button and holding it for like 1 second. If you want him to fade, press R1. So that's it for the boring part. Now let's go to the real thing. First is we need to know where's the best place to call the pick. I usually call it in this green area. Why? Because it will give the ball handler plenty of space to operate, and if the pick was perfectly executed, he'll have better vision. He can pull up from mid-range, throw a lob if the roller defender close out on him, or even he can do some kick-out passes somewhere, just like in real life. Now let's go to the execution. It all starts with the dribble move. It's really helpful to have an explosive blow-by dribble move before we approach the screen, for us to have momentum. Here are some examples. And if you want an in-depth explanation for each one, just click the link at the top of your screen. By the way, don't forget to set your pro stick orientation to absolute. First one will be the momentum cross. So if the ball is on the left hand, flick left stick upper right and right stick to the right together with R2, all at the same time. To make it more efficient, let go of R2 and left stick a bit late. Next one will be the wrap escape, or behind the back. If the ball is on the right hand, flick left stick upper left and right stick lower left, and press R2 all at the same time. Next ones will be jab step moves. First will be my favorite. This one is really explosive. I don't know how we call it. It's like a jab spin something. So if your pivot foot is your left foot, flick right stick towards it to execute these cross jab. Then just before you land your foot, flick right stick counterclockwise together with R2. The reason why we pressed R2 is just for us to be ready to explode to the basket. Next one will be really good as well. It's like a behind the back jab step. So with your left foot as the pivot foot, flick right stick upper right to execute this jab step. Then as you land your right foot, flick left stick to the left together with R2. Last one, with your left foot as the pivot foot, flick right stick towards it. Then as you step your right foot, flick left stick upper right together with R2. Now we know where is the best place to call the pick, and we already know some dribble moves that we can use. Now it's time for the execution. First thing, the ball must be already on the same side of the screen as you approach it. So in this case, screen is on the right side, so ball must be on the right side before it hit the screen. Another key point is, as much as possible, try to get close as possible to the screener, like shoulder to shoulder, just like in real life, especially if the defender is close to you. This is not always the case though, because sometimes the screener sets the screen too far because the defender is too far as well, just like this one. Another one, try to move away from the roller so the roller defender will be confused who to guard, just like this one. Capella's afraid that I might take a jump shot, so he closed out on me, leaving DJ the open lane for the lob pass. Last key point in the execution part is read the defense. Common mistake of some players is they force the pick and roll. Even the screen is bad or the roller has a bad roll to the basket, they still continue the play. Yes, we initiate the pick and roll and this is the original plan, but it doesn't mean that we're going to do it 100%. It still depends how the defense reacts. This one takes a lot of practice. Even me, it took me a lot of 2K games to have a better pick and roll IQ. So what I'll do now is I'll show you some pick and roll plays with Hall of Fame CPU by the way, and I'll tell you what I did that move. So with this one, I set the pick, then I saw James Harden overplay that lane, trying to be smart, so I took the opposite way. Could have been a jump shot here, but I saw DJ had the open lane, Tucker too small, so I threw a lob pass. Next one, Capella didn't switch, Kyrie had an open lane, so I took the layup for a goaltend. So with this one, Capella didn't close out, had a decent gap between the defender, so I took the mid-range J. Next one, I saw Westbrook overplaying that screen too early, thinking I'm going that way, so I exploded to the other side. I used the jab step move that I taught you a while ago, and took the layup. With this one, I set the pick, I studied how the defense reacts. Westbrook went behind the screen, disrespecting my shooting, so I slapped him with a 3. Next one, not a good position to take a mid-range J, so I waited for DJ to roll with me so I can throw him the lob pass. Next one, he closed out on me, so I took a fake jump shot and dropped pass to Chandler for an easy layup. So those are just some of the combinations you can do, there's a lot more. Just for a recap, now you know where's the best play to call the pick, you know some dribble moves already, you know some key points for the execution, and you know some combinations already. All you need to do now is to practice. Practice with Hall of Fame CPU. If you can beat them, then it's going to be easy with real players. Then, if you're not comfortable yet, try to start with an easier difficulty. Then run pick and rolls the whole game. Don't bother about the score. Who cares, right? Just keep on practicing, then when it starts to get easier and easier, take the next difficulty. That's how I did it way back. So that's it for this tutorial. If you liked the video, please click that like button, and don't forget to drop by the channel for some other videos, and subscribe to tune in for upcoming ones, and happy gaming guys!